I hope that you're all doing well. I am Teacher Julie and I will be your grade 10 illustrator tutor. Today, let us embark on your journey of becoming an illustrator. At bago tayo magsimula, lagi nating tandaan na tunay na kay saya kung sa pagkatuto ay sama-sama. Ano mang aralin sa Illustration 10, siguradong kakayanin. Kaya ano pa hinihintay nyo? Ihanda na ang ballpen, papel, gadget, at atin ang simula ng pagkatuto sa TLE Illustration 10. Okay, so for this week, we are going to study about on how to work on shapes. Before that, before we begin, let us have a review. In our previous topic, we discussed about the parts of the Adobe Illustrator environment. We also discussed about the workspaces, the panels, and other parts of the AI environment. So let us review what are those parts. So let us begin our review. Tingnan natin ha kung natatandaan nyo ang ating mga parts of the Adobe Illustrator. Sige, simulan natin sa AI button. By the word AI, makikita natin ang AI button sa upper left portion. Ayan, with the initial AI. And it contains restore, move, minimize, maximize, and view or close your Adobe Illustrator. Okay? The next one is the home button. By the word home, by the word house. Ayan, makikita natin, you can go back to the dialog box wherein you can create new, open file, you can open recent file, and the file shared, and even your deleted files. Okay? The next one is the menu or application bar. Where can we see that? It is always in the upper part. So, makikita natin to sa iba pang applications, no? Mostly, meron siyang file, edit, and so on. And it contains several menus and options when you are using Adobe Illustrator. Okay? The next one is the toolbar. Ayan. Mahalaga to, no? Dito tayo kukuha ng mga tools on how to create our artworks. So, ito ay nasa left side, no? Makikita natin, it has several tools or mga icons na maliliit na pwede nating i-click to view different options. Okay? The next one, sundan natin ang control panel. Okay, makikita natin ang control panel sa baba ng application bar. And it contains the different options of the tool that you use. This bar changes from time to time depending on the tool you have clicked. Okay? The next one is the panels. These are group tab panels that overlap each other, and they can also customize according to your preference. So, kung gusto nyong makita ang ating mga lesson about this, you can go back to our quarter 1 lessons. Okay? The next one is the document window. This is also very important. Actually, all of the parts are important and it serves different purposes. Kung makikita natin with your document window, this is where you do your artworks, your canvas, or the work area. Okay? It also contains the file name, the zoom level of your document, and of course, the color mode. Okay? The last one is the status bar. So the status bar, this is located at the lower left portion of the Illustrator environment. Ayun, nakikita natin siya sa baba. This contain the zoom percentage and the size and the resolution of your document. It also contain the number of artboards. So, para siyang page number. Okay? Settled ba? Nakuha na ang parts ng Adobe Illustrator? Dahil alam nyo na ang mga parts at matatandaan nyo ito habang ating ginagamit, simulan na natin ang mga bagay na dapat nating ihanda on how to create or how are we going to work with shapes. Okay, let's begin with first tip. We can fit artboard in window. Para saan ang pag-fit ng artboard ng ating window? Okay, makikita natin ang ating window ay pwede siyang maging maliit, pwedeng mas malaki. Okay? So, para ma-visualize mo ano ba ang size ng iyong or ano ang area ng inyong document window, maganda you can fit it in the window. So, paano palalabasin ang fit to window? Go to view and then fit artboard in window, or you can click in your keyboard control plus 0. Okay? There. So, nakita nyo, nag-adjust ang ating bond paper, ang ating document window to zoom, to be zoomed according to your window. Okay? Next tip, show the bounding box. Okay? The bounding box, it is useful when it comes to creating different objects. Mahalaga yon. Paano natin palalabasin ang ating bounding box? So, punta ulit tayo sa view. And then go to view bounding box. So, kung ikaw ay naka-show ng bounding box, ang makikita mo dito ay hide bounding box. It has a shortcut of Shift Control B. Ayan. Okay? Next tip na tayo. Use the smart guides. Okay? Paano natin ito gamitin or paano natin siya palabasin? Balik uli tayo sa ating Adobe Illustrator. And then go to view and then show use smart guides. Okay? Makikita natin yan pagdating dito sa guides. Ayan. Oh, this is the guides. And then, dahil ako ay naka-show na, ang makikita mo doon ay hide na. Okay? It has also the shortcut of control semicolon. Okay? Ayun. Balik natin siya. Show. Ayan. Show guides. Ayan. Okay? All set? So, simulan na natin on how to create basic shapes. Ano ba yung mga available shapes na meron sa ating Adobe Illustrator? So, pwede tayong gumawa ng square, ng rectangle, pwede rin ng rounded rectangle, we can have the circle, the ellipse, triangle, star, and even other polygons. Okay? Simulan natin sa square. Madalas natin ginagamit ang square, no? Sa mga different artworks natin. And minsan, ang ating characters ay nagsisimula sa shapes. Subukan natin ang square. Saan ba makikita ang shape button or shape icon? Ito. Makikita natin siya sa toolbar. And as you observe, as you hover your mouse on your tool, makikita natin, it shows you what the icon or what the tool is going to give you. So, katulad niyan, it is actually rectangle. So, rectangle, pag kinlik natin siya, go to rectangle tool all or ang ating M sa mouse. Yan. So, dalawa ang pwede natin gawin sa rectangle tool. We can create a rectangle and we can create a square. Paano natin malalaman na square na? Okay, observe. Makikita nyo, meron siyang diagonal line na magenta. If you can see that diagonal line, meaning it is a perfect square. Okay, or you can use the shift button in your keyboard and automatically mag-a-adjust siya according to your preference ng perfect square. And 'di ba nga kanina nilagay natin ng smart guides? Ayan, makikita nyo sa right, meron siyang measurement. So, meron siyang width and height. And yan. So, we were able to create now a rectangle and a square. Let's have now the rounded rectangle. How do we do the rounded rectangle? Makikita natin dito, meron din siyang option to create rounded rectangle. Okay? So, ganun din, ganun. Click and drag lang. So, katulad ng ginawa natin. And as you can see, nakikita nyo ang ating cursor. So, nagbabago siya. So, meron siyang parang pa-curve line sa baba ng ating cursor key, no? Oh, and if you click these guides, yung parang mga double circle, makikita nyo sa shape. If you click and drag it, it adjusts to your preference. Okay? So, kung gusto mo pa siyang i-rounded pa, or pwede mong bawasan ang pagiging rounded niya, pwede mo siyang i-click and drag. So, that is how uh, rounded rectangle works. Okay? And as you observe, ang shapes natin ay nagsisimula sa gitna, ano? It has the center line or center guide. Okay? Now, let's move on to creating circles. Paano ba gumawa ng circle? Okay, katulad ng square, creating a square, you can also use the shift key to make your ellipse a perfect circle. So, punta ulit tayo sa tools and then choose ellipse tool. Okay? Click and drag. O, katulad na, ito, ellipse siya, di ba? Now, if you want to create a circle, ayan, magkakaroon siya naman ng cross. Kung sa square, diagonal, sa ating circle, it has a cross line. It signifies that your shape is a perfect circle. Ganon din pag nag-create ka using shift key. So whether you make it bigger or smaller, it will always be a circle as long as you click your shift key. Okay? Now, next one. Let's have triangle. Paano ba gagawin ang triangle? So, pwede tayong pumunta dito sa polygon tool, di ba? Marami naman tayong polygon, no? Okay, let's have it here. By the shape, oh, makikita nyo, anong shape ito? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. If it has 6 sides, it's a hexagon. Okay? So, kung ikaw ay nag-create ng ganyan, and you want to make it in a straight angle, pwede mong gamitin ulit si shift key. So, mahalaga si shift key. Nakita niyo nag-flatten siya sa baba. Okay? Now, how are you going to make it a triangle? Makikita nyo, lakihan natin siya, no? Yan. As you observe this shape, meron siyang parang diamond. Di ba, in creating a shape, you have bounding boxes. So, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it has 8. Usual 8 na bounding boxes. Now, if you're in a polygon part, you can click this diamond na bounding box and then it has a plus or minus. Ang ginagawa niya, you can raise it. Okay? Pwede mo taasan. Pwede mo ring babaan. And it signifies the sides you're going to create. Okay? So, makikita natin yan dyan. And it is limited to 11 slides. Okay? So, sabi nga natin, triangle pala ang ating gagawin, no? Ayan. Paano triangle? Ayan. Ah, gawin nating 3 sides. So, ayan. Meron na tayong triangle. And I was also able to introduce to you on how to draw yung mga pentagon, hexagon. Makikita na natin yan hanggang 11 sides. Okay? Move natin ng konti. Let's create another shape, which is a star. Paano si star? Ang bituin, ang mga bituin sa langit. Okay? So, katulad din ng ating mga shape, that is also clickable here. And you can choose the star tool. Ayan, nakagawa na tayo ng star. You can make it bigger or smaller. And then you can again click the shift key. Okay? Now, how can you add yung kanyang pointed? Paano? You can have the arrow keys. For example, you're creating a star. You click the arrow keys. You can make it more points or lesser. Arrow keys ang gagamitin natin. So, katulad ng kanina, yung ginamit natin polygon, no? Kaya pala niya mag-create ng triangle. So, ayun. Okay? So, we can add and subtract. Okay? And puwede rin natin paano naman yung ating nipis. Ayan, nakikita niyo nagninipis, numinipis ang ating star? Okay, you can do that by the control key in your keyboard. And as you go on, 'wag mo munang bibitawan yung mouse ha, hangga't hindi pa final ang iyong shape. Kung settled ka na, okay na yung points mo, and then the longer the star is, kung okay na yan sa preference mo, that's the time you can release. And there you go, you were able to create a star with several points. And nagawan mo siya ng may maninipis na points, okay? Or mga kamay, maninipis na mga kamay. Ayan. So, ayan na, nakagawa na tayo ng maraming shape. Saan ba natin 'to ginagamit? Sabi ko nga kanina, shape is very useful in creating our artboard. 'Di ba diyaan na naman nagsisimula? When you were in your illustration 9, you were able to discuss different shapes in creating characters. Halimbawa, your character has an ellipse shape. O 'di ba, diyan nanggagaling. Meron din tayong cartoon character na square shape or rectangle shape. And of course, the body of your character. It always begin with a shape. Okay? So, eto yung mga shape. Pwede na tayong gumamit. Okay, additional feature ng shapes. Ayan. Makikita natin, ang mga shapes ay may kulay. Paano ba yun? Kanina ang ginawa natin is black and white lang, no? Kita natin black and white. Okay, how do we create or how do we add colors? Now, if you are you were able to create na your shape, you can click it and use the selection tool. For example, ito, selection tool and observe your control panel. It gives you the white color of your shape, the black color of the edges or the stroke, and kung gaano siya kanipis. Okay, paano natin yun gagalawin? For example, I would like to create a blue square or a rectangle pala. So, let's click this fill color, then click red. Okay, there you go. Ganun lang siya kadali. Click mo siya using the selection tool, and then click the color you want. And then, let's try the stroke. Yung kanyang edges, yung gilid niya. You can adjust it into thicker. You can also adjust it into thinner. So, in your preference pa rin. So, marami kang pwedeng gawin. You can adjust it and kailangan tayo ay creative. Mahalaga ang ating imahinasyon. Okay? Ayan, katulad yan. May thick, may thin, and so on. And then, we also have the different stroke design. So, kung halimbawa, click natin, ay hindi siya masyadong kita kasi manipis lang, no? O, ayan. So, as you can observe, ayan ang itsura kapag pinili mo ang with profile 1. And then the next one, let's try this with a square. Let's have the second profile. Ayan. So, nag-a-adjust siya according to the options that you choose. Okay, we also have the basic. We also have this one. Ayan, nakikita niyo siya. It changes automatically as you click the options. Okay? And of course, i-explore na natin yung ibang parts pa dito. We have the opacity. Ano ba yung opacity? It is the siguro yung lightness or darkness of your object. So, if it is in 100% solid color siya. And as you lower the opacity, yung kanyang transparency ay nababawasan. Okay? O nagla-lighten siya. That's what you call the opacity or the transparency of your object. Minsan, kung meron kang object na nag-overlap, ayan, makikita nyo, nag-overlap sila since your shape is in 44% opacity, makikita mo yung nasa likod. So, transparent siya. Okay? So, there you go. We were able to change the stroke. We also change the fill color. Let's try to resize. Kanina, sinabi ko, yung isang tip natin is to show the bounding box. Pag you click your object, you can see the bounding boxes. And that's the way on how to resize your object. Just click and then drag. Okay? Kung gusto mo pa rin siyang perfect square, you click shift. You can use the options or the guides that I gave you a while ago over and over again. Okay? Ayan. So, meron na tayo mga different shapes. We can resize. We can add stroke. We can add fill. Now, ang tanong natin, paano naman halimbawa pag gusto ko merong nasa unahan, merong nasa likod? For example, this one, the star and the rectangle and square. Gusto ko puwede ang ating star puwede rin nating ilagay sa likod ng circle. Siya ay for example, try natin 'to. Parang ano na 'no, parang napapansin ko Christmas na. Ayan, nakikita natin si circle ay nasa likod ni star. How do we arrange them? We just click and then arrange. So, you can bring to front. Ibig sabihin ng bring to front, nasa pinakaunahan siya. Yun, nauna si circle. 'Pag napunta ka naman sa arrange to send to back, ibig sabihin pinakalikod. Sa lahat ng object, nasa likod si circle kasi pinadala mo siya sa likod, send to back, okey? Yung kanina, for example, this one, tingnan natin sa arrange, forward, bring forward, ibig sabihin one step from one object to another. So, paibabaw ka ng paibabaw. Okey, gano'n din 'pag backward. Send backward, paisa-isang step palikod sa object. Okay? There you go. What else? Of course, bukod sa arrangement, we can rotate. Kung kanina we have the preference to straighten your object by using the shift key, now we could rotate. Paano? Click mo lang si ating shape and then you can see the cursor nagiging curved arrow. So you can, ayan, you can rotate it. Okay? Or you can right click and then transform and then rotate. Ayan siya. Ayan si rotate. Bigyan mo siya ng angle, pwede. Ayan. If you're very familiar with the angle, medyo gusto mo na tamang anggulo ang ginagamit, you can use the right click and then transform, then rotate. Okay. Ano naman yung pwede pa nating gawin? For example, this one. Parang naka-ano siya, gusto ko sa kabilang side yung darker edge. You can try to transform it by making a reflection or parang mirror part ng iyong shape. For example, you can right click and then go to transform and reflect. Ayan. Nakakasunod ba? O you can reflect it horizontally or vertically. 'Pag horizontal, pataas ang kanyang reflection. 'Pag vertically, um, 'pag ganito from left to right. Ito usually ginagawa halimbawa ang character mo nakaharap sa kanan, gusto mo siyang paharapin sa kaliwa. So, puwede mong gamitin si reflect, gamitin mo si vertical reflection, okay. So, let's try it. Okay, yun. Again, transform, reflect. Ayan. So, nag-aano na siya, nag-a-adjust na siya, nakikita niyo yung view. And of course, you can also adjust the angle of your shape. Ayan. Okay? Ayan. So, nakikita na natin yung differences ng ating ano. Sa totoo lang, ang tools ng Adobe Illustration or Adobe Illustrator ay sobrang dami. All you have to do is to discover yourself. Huwag kayong hihinto kung ano lang yung naituro sa inyo, yun na, hindi. Marami pa kayong madi-discover as you go on and trying to explore Adobe Illustrator. Okay, and of course, siyempre, mas maganda mag-discover sa sarili baka at ang aim ng ating subject ay maging magaling tayong mga illustrator. Okay? Tama na ba 'yon? Okay, naniniwala ako mas magiging magaling kayong illustrator pag kayo ay nag explore Hindi lang ng Adobe Illustrator, marami pang software diyan. At ang inyong creativity ay magagamit sa bawat application na ating gagamitin. Okay? So there you go. We were able to reflect. Next one, right-click natin. Ano pa ba yung pwede natin gawin? We can scale. Ang scale natin kanina, we resize, no? Click and drag lang. Now, if you're particular with the size, pwede natin gawing 200%. So, see, you can adjust your object into percentage. Ganun siya. And then, another thing that you can do is to shear. Ano yung shear? Ayan, makikita natin siya. So, parang nagpo-perspective siya kung paano mo siya, ah, lagyan ng angle, ayan. Ayun, oh, parang dina-drag mo siya, ano ba ang tawag dun, yung ni-stretch, ayun. Okay. You also have the angle. You just have to explore, okay? Bakit hindi rin, naka-click 'tong transform object, transform patterns? Because we're using the plain colors. For example, if you apply the pattern, for example, this one, puwede mong i-transform ang kanyang color pattern, okay? Shear, and then there, you have the transform pattern. Okay, yung pattern ang nag-a-adjust ng angle, okay? There you go. Ayan. Maganda nakakasunog tayo 'no? Maganda na natatandaan natin 'tong mga ito and of course, maganda magamit natin ito sa mga artworks. Okay? Okay. Now, imagine niyo na yung character niyo. Will it be a circle? Will it be an ellipse? Ang ating mga character sa actually, yung ating mga monster, halimbawa for example, yung mga Monster Inc., yung mga gano'ng ano, nag-start siya sa circle or ellipse, then nilalagyan na lang sila ng mga paa at kamay. Ang ating for example, ang ating mga gulay, yung mga shape ng mga gulay puwedeng, rounded rectangle, okay, puwedeng mahaba, puwedeng short, ayan. Yan yung mga puwede nating gamitin with the shape. Kailangan lang natin maging creative. Let us use our imagination. Okay? So there you go. We were able to discuss the different shapes. Now, let us answer kung natandaan nyo na ang ating mga steps na ginawa. Let's have the first one. What is Ihanda pala muna ang ating mga papel, ballpen, or you can type it in your gadgets, okay? Let's try. Number one, what is the keyboard key to make your shape a perfect circle or a perfect square? Is it letter A, Control? Is it letter B, Shift? Is it letter C, Alt? Is it D, Backspace? What do you think? What is the keyboard key to make your shape a perfect circle or square? It is the letter B. Yes, correct. It's letter B. You can click the shift key. Very good. Next one. What is the keyboard key that add points in a star? Ano ba? Paano ba natin dinagdagan ang ating mga bituin na dinrowing kanina? Is it A, the number keys? Can you type 1, 2, 3 to add points? Or is it B, the arrow keys? You can use the up and down. Next, the function keys. Ito yung mga F1, F2, F3. And of course, the alphanumeric. Ito yung alphabet or numbers. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Is it letter? Okay, the answer is letter B. You should have to click the up and down button to add or subtract points in your star. Next one. What tool also allows you to change the fill color of your shape? Okay, kanina, nakapag-change tayo ng fill color without using the shape tool. And what would that be? Is it A, move tool? Is it B, pen tool? Is it C, type tool? Or is it D, selection tool? What do you think is the answer? Natatandaan pa ba? Okay, alam kong hindi niyo yan makakalimutan. At ang tamang sagot ay letter D. It is the selection tool. Okay, next one. In what panel can you change the fill color of your shape? O kanina, we were able to fill the color of your shape. Let's have, is it A in the properties panel? Is it B in the shape panel? Or C, is it in the library? Or D, the transform panel? What do you think? Hmm. Okay, you can explore it again and the answer would be letter A. By the word properties, it contains the fill, the stroke, the transform, andun siya lahat sa properties panel. Okay, last one. What part of the Adobe Illustrator environment can you shape the stroke size of your shape? Is it A, the status bar? Is it B, control panel? Is it C, application bar? Or is it D, AI button? Saan ba tayo nag-change ng edge? Saan ba tayo nagpakapal ng kanyang edges? Okay, where would that be? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, the answer is letter B, the control panel just below the application bar. Okay, kung nakasagot kayo ng tama lahat, congratulations. Kung hindi naman, may pagkakataon pa, you can review our session. And pwede rin tayong manood sa iba pa nating tutorials. Okay? So, congratulations sa mga nakasagot at huwag malulungkot kung kayo ay may mababang score sapagkat naniniwala ako na kayang-kaya niyong matutunan ang lahat ng ito, lalo na pag kayo ay nagpa-practice. Okay? So, as we end our lesson, let us remember these points. Okay? Let us remember that shapes are composed of anchor points or ito yung mga bounding box. Okay? The next one, you can add, you can create, you can edit, you can resize, apply color, you can move from one place to another, you can arrange shape in Adobe Illustrator. And of course, the last one, you can access the shape tool in the toolbox. Okay, marami pa tayong matututunan at huwag hihinto sa pagkatuto. Ito ang aking iiwanan sa inyo. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Ito yung lagi kong sinasabi. Because ang ating bawat linyang dinodrawing, ang bawat shape na dinodrawing ay creativity na. And it proves how intelligent you are. And itong mga ginagawa natin, of course, have fun. Kasi kung kayo ay maging masaya sa ginagawa nyo, you can explore and you can be more creative. And that is from Albert Einstein. And I am very delighted to know that you are all here. I hope that you were able to learn our topic and that will lead our activities in illustration 10 be more productive and exciting. Always bear in mind that education will advance to the capable child. So strive hard and burn the midnight oil to make your dreams turn into reality. Muli po, ako po si Teacher Julie. Magkita-kita po tayong muli sa susunod nating session. Hanggang sa muli, salamat!